Welcome back, everybody, to game number 2 between LGD International and Orange Esports for the G1 Champions League Season 5. We're in the middle of it in Phase 3. Group A is a big mess. Every single team sitting at 1-1 as far as their overall records go. But Orange Esports leading this particular best of 3, 1-0. I'm LD, I'm joined by Winter, and this is a must-win game for LGD International. For both teams, really, to take this series is oh so important. If not, it will come down to tiebreakers to see if one of them is eliminated or if it will be the other 1 and 2 team that's going to come out from the other match between Rattlesnakes and LGD China. Winter, Tinker gets the ban. We thought he might when we were chatting in the pregame, and no surprises. He will be banned out. Orange going to start with that first pick, Mag.
There's so many heroes in the pool. And Mag is an excellent hero to 5-man if they want to do the 5-man now because there's no Tinker anymore in the pool. But everyone is ignoring Nyx Assassin right now.
LGDN's ignoring him. Orange, will they pick him is sort of the question here. Mag Nyx, very annoying mid-game, but not the strongest laning support, and something that you have to be worried about when you're up against LGD International is your laning stage.
Yeah, and Nyx Assassin, if you run him as a support, like, it's not very strong because he needs a lot of levels, and if you're facing LGD, LGD will try lane you if you have a weak laning support. And will punish you for it.
There's also a Rubik in the pool, and I wonder if that's Orange known for the Rubik, so maybe we'll see something like the Rubik, and then I don't know if they'll pick both of their supports now.
They still keep off the light. They still keep off the light to make sure that they can have a strong tri-lane.
Will they go for that? That's an interesting question. LG, there's also a Darkseer in the pool, so there's just so many directions for Orange. They love their KYXY Darkseer as well. Doesn't really kill a Clockwork if they lane 1v1, but can farm freely. They go for the Shadow Fiend again, as well as the Nyx. A big team fight, but not the strongest laning stage by any means.
I really don't like picking up the Shadow Fiend that early, but they might get punished for this because you're showing your cards on your carry so early on.
And it's not a carry like a lone druid who's always good. You know, there's some situations where Shadow Fiend just doesn't fit.
Yeah, and you haven't even seen what LGD carry is gonna be. It's gonna be very hard for him because LGD can think all they want now, what they want to do against the Shadow Fiend, since they already showed their cards.
LGD will go Leshrac here, so I was gonna say go ahead.
This is the tri-lane. Yeah, I guess this might be the tri-lane. Shadow Demon, Clockwork, and Leshrac.
Oh, that's the question, is will it be a Brack solo Clockwork or will it be a tri-lane clock? A very strong tri-lane combo with Disruption, then you put your cogs down, then you split Earth. Anyone who's caught is dead with those 5-second cogs. So
and this time Shadow Demon is on LGD. There's no Shadow Demon disrupting the Shadow Fiend this time in the lane.
And they haven't gone even for here like Rubik, who is pretty good at disengaging, not as good as Shadow Demon, but still quite good if you can lift and then stun multiple heroes with that lift. But they won't get it, and Orange will actually start banning the carries now. And the thing is, can they ban all the big carries? Can they ban everyone that LGD would look to run here? We could even maybe see a Weaver for LGD if they wanted.
And LGD is going to ban all the good support so that Orange doesn't... I won't be surprised if you see the Lina ban out. The next one, there's going to be not much good supports for them to fight in.
Yeah, the Keeper the first ban, the Lina probably the second, and I mean maybe something like even a Jakiro. Not sure, but some strong defensive supports and the ranged ones as well, because right now they only have a Nyx, who is a melee hero after all. Darkseer was in the pool. Orange skipped on him as well, and they will go back for a Darkseer ban at this point. Queen of Pain banned by Orange, so showing respect to G, pretty much saying that, I mean, Queen of Pain really dominates either Shadow Fiend or Mag.
It shows that they're going to put a Mag in the middle. Mainly. Probably,
yeah.
It's for the Magnus, so that the Magnus doesn't get dominated in the lane too much.
Although, I feel like Queen of Pain dominates the Shadow Fiend as well. Unless he's pulled.
I think it's
not as bad, I guess.
It's not as bad, yeah. If the Shadow Fiend can play well, he can still lane against the Queen of Pain quite decently.
I wonder if you try to just dodge the Shadow Fiend out of the tri-lane, though. Because it feels like if he goes into that tri-lane, he's not going to farm. And this game, Orange, they don't have the amount of split push they did last game. They have some AoE, yes, but they don't have a Tinker and a Weaver. Magnus and Nyx Assassin does not compare in terms of how much split push they can provide. Maybe it will be Orange who goes back for the Weaver. They have that final pick, but, I mean, the support situation is looking rather grim at this point.
I think they might ban anti-mage if they end up having an anti-mage 1 versus 1 for LGD, and the tri-lane is going to pressure the Shadow Fiend, and it's going to be difficult for them.
Orange are the ones to ban the Weavers, which means they don't want it for themselves. What do you think they're going to go for?
If they go for Weaver, might be too much farming heroes for them.
Is it possible it's maybe an off-lane Magnus and a solo mid Nyx? And then there's 2 supports yet to be picked up?
Yeah, it could be the case as well. They can still change around with their lanes.
And LGD...
And if that's the case, I think anti-mage could be a very strong pickup for LGD. 1 versus 1 matchup.
Because if you're RNG Sports, if Rubik doesn't get banned here, you could get Rubik and Lina, and then your tri-lane doesn't look so bad. Rubik, Lina, Nyx. LGD will ban the Panda, so they're expecting this to be a support Nyx, and I assume. As obviously, if you have the Nyx solo, you won't have room for it, so...
Yeah, it's hard to tell, because if you're going to run the Nyx Assassin solo mid, I don't think you're going to ban the Queen of Pain. Nyx does fairly well against Queen
There's
of Pain.
also one other factor, Winter. It could be... Maybe, do they look at, say, an Extinct Jungle, a Chen, an Enchantress, to try and shut down the tri-lane? No.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, it'll be
it's
Enigma.
It's going to be a Magnus middle, Enigma off lane.
So they are going to tri-lane the Shadow Fiend. I thought maybe they would go for, say, the Extinct Rubik and then the net Lina, or the other way around, and that tri-lane would be hard to kill, but...
They can still do that, LD. They can still run the Rubik, Nyx Assassin, and SF in one lane, and Enigma off lane, Magnus in the mid lane. That's what they're gonna do. Because Enigma is only played by either Xtin or KYXY. Ohio doesn't play Enigma, neither does Mushi.
Even if this tri-lane goes very poorly, they will have a solo mid Magnus, a solo off-lane Enigma, most likely, maybe even switch them depending on LGDN's final 2 picks. Even if the tri-lane goes poorly, they could show up with Black Hole and Reverse Polarity, and the entire game could turn around based on that.
Yeah, and Requiem of Souls.
Yeah, well, if Shadow Fiend gets level 6 in a timely fashion, which remains to be seen. Last game, Mushi, let's recall, died 4 times in, I think you said it was 10 minutes. When I checked, it was 12 or 14, but yeah, he died a lot. He did not have a good start. He came back later, but it was largely because of the play of the 2 solo heroes in that game, the safe lane or the mid solo and the off lane solo.
It was mainly the Tinker, because he has early boost of travel from the laning phase. He had a very favorable lane for him, and he was able to create a lot of space for him.
It will be the gyro. So I was actually thinking, I was going to mention this earlier, maybe they'll go for the Misery support gyro, but it looks like this game, it will be a farming gyrocopter. So probably something Brax will play.
It could still be something like a Shadow Demon, Gyro, Lashrock lane, but the Gyro support Lashrock is farming and Clockwork solo elsewhere, or middle or safe lane.
That's very true. I feel like the Gyro benefits more from the farm, but maybe LGD.int will have some sort of pocket strategy prepared.
They run a lot of Gyro supports.
Yeah, Misery loves that. And I think 1437 is... Maybe he's played it once or twice, but generally it's Misery who I've seen play. Orange, they need that 5 position support. And Rubik is in the pool. That's kind of the obvious choice. Was there anything else you would go for here?
Rubik or Lina. That's the 2 best choice left.
Not a twin-headed dragon?
I don't really fancy that hero a lot, but it could be a good pickup because of the combination of spells you can have.
Oh, there's a strong laning support you don't see very often.
They use it a lot lately, Orange.
Not many teams in Southeast Asia do, but yeah, I think the last time I cast Orange, they did pick this.
Yeah, they picked twice against LGD China.
This hero is so Russian; it should just say "za za za" when it gets picked up.
But Bane doesn't really counter
10 seconds remaining.
a lot of their heroes, but I don't really think he's necessarily that strong in the lane. He's okay.
He's really good aggressively. I feel like he's not very good at stopping aggression, though.
You can use the Nightmare to sleep your carry when some spell is coming. You must get the timing extremely right, so that he doesn't get damaged by the spell.
It gives you 1 second of invulnerability, but it is very hard to time. And then your carry might end up just being extra dead because of it if you mistime it. So
yeah, it's not like a disruption where you can just disrupt him and make sure he doesn't die.
And you get 2.5 seconds to think it over. It's a lot more dangerous. Oh boy. Well, for Orange, I will say if they can get to level 6 on their 2 solos, as long as they haven't died like 3 or 4 times, I think they'll be in okay shape. Can they get to that point? That's the question. We'll have to wait and see, Winter. The LGD really thinking over that last pick. Would they maybe go for a Lycan here?
5 seconds remaining.
It could be an anti-match as well.
Silencer.
No. Again.
Wow. It didn't work last game.
So Silencer is very good this time round because of the Wombo combo.
Yeah. There's a Black Hole. There's an RP. There's a Requiem. I mean, tons of nukes coming out from the other supports. You don't want them to get their full combo off. This is a big way to prevent it, as will be the Cogs and the Battery Assault, not to mention the hook.
This game, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a mid lane Silencer.
Looks like a safe lane Gyro, and probably a tri-lane Clockwork then. Pycat playing the Gyro.
It's LGD International. It's going to be an aggressive tri-lane. Oh, they're going to swap heroes. Brax will pick the Silencer, then they'll swap it to G later.
I don't think Orange is very fooled by this. This can work. This can work if you're Zenith and you have Ice, or I don't know, X Freedom play the Tinker, and then XY takes it. But everybody knows Brax is going to be on, say, the Clockwork, maybe the Gyro this game. There's no way he's playing the Silencer. It's either going to be 1437.
Yeah, you called it, then he plays the Silencer.
Yeah, maybe they'll do something I don't expect. But that would be shocking, because I mean, this looks like they're solo mid. It pretty much has to be. Why? He doesn't fit in the tri-lane nearly as well as the Clockwork, the Shadow Demon do.
He still does very well against the tri-lane because of the curse and he's a 600 range support. But I really don't think he's gonna be played as a tri-lane. He's gonna be the primary support mid lane. He's gonna be able to do very well in the solo lane. So
the big question now emerges: where LGD make me eat my own words live on stream? Don't do it, guys. I have a reputation to uphold here. But for anybody just tuning in, as you can see by the little green pips up at the top of the screen, it is currently a 1-0 lead in the best of 3. Orange Esports having the edge on LGD.int, and LGD.int has really struggled as of late to beat this Orange team in particular. In general, it seems LGD.int is not quite having the success that they did at the start of their debut performance. They were basically the belle of the ball at the G-League in the group stages, all the way through the playoffs up until the finals, but have struggled to find that same sort of form, that same sort of consistency since then. And Winter, I ask you this: has LGD lost their mojo? Can they get it back? And if so, do you think they have a chance in this game?
It's very, very, very weird to look at the heroes they play now. I think it's quite going to be down to the fights again and how the Silencer, if they use the Silencer ulti like how they used it the last game, I don't think they can win this game.
I will just say, just from the few games I've watched, when G plays the Silencer, I feel like his globals, granted he's hitting a quicker level 6, granted he's played as a farmer, but I feel like his globals, the timing is just a little better than what we've seen from 1437. So, I would say, I think if it's a G Silencer, they have a better shot, just based on past games. Nothing against 1437, but just what I've seen is G seems to be a little more timely with the globals. So, we'll see who plays it. I have not seen Brax play this hero at all, so if he's playing it, who knows?
Me neither. He's gonna make you eat his own words and he's gonna go solo mid on 10.
Live on camera. Fortunately, my words are sweet and delicious. They're like it's like some sesame chicken. That's heresy to an actual Chinese like you, though.
Sweet and sour chicken.
Do you eat like Americanized Chinese food at all in Malaysia, Winter?
Not really.
Are you familiar with like American Chinese food or what it's like?
No, I'm not familiar.
It's like very greasy. There's a lot of MSG. It's really nothing like Chinese food.
They swapped to Pycat Silencer.
Pycat Silencer. Okay, well either way, it'll be a new Silencer then. I have not seen him playing it. LGD try to show themselves a little versatility, and on their side, we will have Brax playing the tri-lane Gyro. 1437 on the Shadow Demon. G on the Clockwork, looks to be heading solo mid, is rushing that bottle. Pycat has been pulled heavily. He will be starting with a safe lane Null Talisman, really looking for a one-position Silencer this game, potentially. And Misery, last but not least, going to be on that support Leshrac. Interesting.
And for Orange, we have Nat on the Bane Elemental, KY is on the Magnus. Mushi is going to be, it seems, the mid lane Shadow Fiend. They're changing up their lanes as well. Extinct is going to be the Enigma. Ohio is gonna be the off-lane Nyx Assassin. What's going on?
It looks like they're just being flat out greedy. They're trying to run a jungle Enigma and three farming heroes in the lanes.
I think they might do a dual lane. No, I think they might do a dual lane top just because they know Taika is gonna be there solo top, and they want to make sure he doesn't get a lot of farm because he's gonna be the position one.
And they can
They're
also
gonna do the dual lane.
And they can also push his tower because he's a safe lane silencer. What is he gonna do against that?
I think that's what they're gonna do, and they're just gonna leave the map because they think that they are laning. Actually, I quite agree with them because the lanings against LGD.int's tri lane is not gonna do very well. So they're gonna just try to make LGD.int move around the map, avoid the 3 versus 3 tri lane.
Well, LGD.int has to know now because they've seen Enigma at the top rune. You don't start at this top rune unless you're going into the enemy jungle. Misery will rotate there at 1437 city mid. LGD.int looking to run dual lanes, so they're running a Leshrac, Shadow Demon mid. This is not
What's going on?
This is not fun for Shadow Fiend. This is not fun for Silencer. And, well, the bottom lane should be some easy farm for KYXY. So, tri lane mid? Really?
No, they're not gonna do it. They're gonna rotate after, I think.
Mushi has to be saying, oh, what the hell, man? This is not fair. They will leave, though.
You know what's the worst thing that ever happened to him? He solo mid against Enigma plus Lich.
That's just a team, like, saying we're gonna lose, but we're not losing to Mushi. I mean, if we're going to lose, anyway. So off the bat, they're running a dual lane mid, which makes it very hard for Mushi to last hit. And what makes it harder, he has not actually been pulled. Bottom lane, there will be a sleep to set up a skewer into the tower. The body block as well as there. G taking a lot of damage early. He's got those cogs, but he's got to get out of range and then push them away. He'll push them both back. And
He doesn't have a salve. I think he's...
Oh, he might be dead anyway. Bane
might be dead.
has that equal move speed. G got a tango through the trees. KYX actually just gives up the chase. Did not have mana for a shockwave. And in the end, G looks like he'll live, barely. But a nice escape from him.
Yeah, I think if KYXY didn't get hit by the cogs, he'll probably still chase.
So it's now in full musical lanes here, as Extinct goes back into his own jungle, seeing Misery is missing. As far as the wards go for Orange, all of their wards are bottom lane. They were expecting an aggressive tri-lane. They're not getting it. And as a result, Ohio is playing in the dark.
Yeah, they want an aggressive tri-lane by LGD, and they want to dodge it with just having the Magnus at bottom so that they could win the other 2 solo lanes. But LGD is not letting that happen.
The good news is they have Enigma, so even if there are wards blocking their camp, even if they're not getting many pulls off, they can still get a lot of farm. And looking at this top lane a bit closer, Silencer Leshrac probably is not going to kill a Nyx Assassin. It will make him unhappy, he won't farm a whole lot, but he should be able to get some experience. And the one thing about that Silencer
he just needs the experience, LD.
The one thing is, oh, Cogs here, catching 2. A bold move from G, I must say. He just walks up into 2 heroes and says, Cogs. Doesn't even do any mana burn, but just fighting them like a man. Like a robot, I guess.
He tried to mana burn them so that they don't have enough mana to go aggressive on him, but instead he caught them both in the cogs.
He was too good with his cogs. He got both of them inside, which is actually very hard to do as clockwork in the laning stage, but he does it anyway.
Yeah, it's gonna be a haste rune at top for 1437. He's gonna try to make something happen with this rune.
Are they waiting for something from Brax? Brax has not bought a bottle yet, hasn't spent his gold. They'll go in mid, but there is an Enigma close in position. Extinct, no mana for a stun though. What a beautiful surround! What a great block, and Mushi is so dead. Perfect surround. It's always up against this cliff. I've seen LGD do that quite a few times in the past, and they get it again. It's like that extra hero to just create a solid seal, prevent you from walking away.
It didn't even need the hero to do it. Both the illusions already blocked.
They're going in again on G, but they skewer him back into the tower. No mana for Cogs, and he'll go down. The trade is there. Shadow Fiend dies mid, but there will be a death on the clockwork. Overall, first blood for LGD and a Shadow Fiend death. Definitely a slight win for LGD.
Smoke gang. It's smoke gang time.
Oh, and this is a strong roaming combo. Are they going back in mid?
Yeah, if they get Mushi once more, it's gonna cripple him a lot.
He's already feeling a bit crippled. He has 14 souls, actually, surprisingly fast on those.
He's dead, he's dead.
Oh, here comes the surround. The Shadow Poison to Scout, he'll get disrupted. There will be a split earth. It will hit, and yep, he's dead. And now a rotation from Orange. Looks like they wanted to maybe even come mid, but not gonna happen.
Yeah, this is that's gonna happen when they put their lanes like this, and they're just gonna, what LGD.int has to do is to focus and make sure the Shadow Fiend doesn't get a good start. Because he's their main DPS hero, and it's alright to give the rest of the hero much more, like the Magnus to have much more space, but the primary thing is to shut down the Shadow Fiend.
At the same time, Orange does have a Nyx who's getting levels and a Magnus who's getting levels and farm, so even if Shadow Fiend dies a bunch, when we get to the mid-game, if LGD overextends, they could be eating an RP on a few heroes, they could be eating potentially a game-changing Impale, and the fights could start to turn around, and then Mushi gets his time to farm, like what we saw last game. But you're right, he will need farm this game. Last game, I don't know that he needed it as much, because they had a Tinker and they had a Weaver, they had lots of other damage.
Last game was still alright, because they had, like what you mentioned, 2 other semi-carries, but this game, he's the sole carry.
I think it's okay if he has a slow start. He just has to get they have to give him space in the mid game. And bottom lane. He'll cog himself in, but he's eating auto attacks. He will be slept here, followed by a brain sap. There will be one more shockwave and he's dead. Yeah, skewered and dead. And here comes another smoke gank. They want to bail out G, but with G being dead, I think they're just gonna go on Mushi again. I've seen this movie before. I've seen this movie before, and Mushi, he does not like it.
Oh no, he's dead. I think.
Mushi gonna be sobbing in a few moments. He'll get disrupted. He'll eat an Edict and a Split Earth. The missile will come in. The cooldown is already here. Well, I think the 2 supports had him just by themselves. The good news is Extinct getting close to level 6, Mag getting close to level 6, and LGD.int, they could do this maybe one more time, but then they're gonna have to be very careful because even Ohio is close. The next time LGD.int does that, I think we're gonna see 2-3 TPs. And if Orange are timely, they might just... Mushi might get some revenge.
But the thing is, this game, there's no one stacking the neutral creeps for him to catch up. The last game, there was... I can't remember, was it Nat or Xting doing it. But this game, Xting is going to be farming the jungle primarily.
And not only that, but he's defensive jungling, and he's farming the small camp. He's trying to stay close to mid so he can help Mushi, but he's also stealing Mushi's creeps. Normally, you'd be stacking and farming the small camp for yourself. They want to fight mid. They have a level 5 Nyx Assassin, they have a level 4 Bane, and they have a TP coming in. Brax will be the target, I think. No, they focus on Misery with this double damager, and he'll drop quickly. Your Rocket Barrage comes out. Mushi missing on that raise, but it won't matter. Brax takes the fall. They don't even have Black Hole. They don't even bring in the RP, and it looks like it might be... Nope, not a wipe. Just 2 heroes dead, but a good rotation from Orange. And now Mushi, he gets a little bit of time to farm the lane. Just a few moments.
It's still okay for them because Silencer has been free farming all the way.
Oh, and you know what? He didn't have global there. He didn't have mana for it. I think if he did, it might have been a different fight.
He could have built. I don't think they could have won that fight, but he could have built one of the heroes out.
Maybe it wouldn't have been worth it anyway. It is such a long cooldown. What is it, 140 seconds, I believe? Yeah, just incredibly long.
Still shorter than Black Hole.
That's true, but RP laughs in your face at that. 120, and I mean, it feels like it does a lot. They'll go on bottom lane. They've TP'd in 3. It is nighttime. They need a disruption here. They need that Split Earth to hit, or he's going to skewer away. There is a hook. The Split Earth lands. KYXY in a lot of trouble. He'll skewer, but then he'll just eat battery salt. The hook canceled. The hook misses. Doesn't matter. So a nice rotation. Magnus hits level 6, but will spend that first minute of being level 6 in the base, thinking he wants to RP, but nothing to RP.
Top lane, top lane.
They'll go in with the Malefice here. They have a Black Hole. This could catch 2. They might have to hit. No, not gonna go.
Oh, he's level 5 only. No Black Hole.
Oh, they could kill him anyway. Ohio's inside of Vendetta. Pycat. Does he know? It seems like he does.
He's got to know that.
Meanwhile, bottom lane, action picking up simultaneously. Mag is here. Mag is RP. They don't have their hook. They have to get out. They absolutely have to get out, but they're actually trying to fight. He'll skewer in. He doesn't hit the RP. Net's gonna drop to battery assault, and now KYXY on the run. G not gonna be able to kill him off. Top lane, while that was happening, it looks like Shadow Demon. Oh no, sorry, that was the hero that just. Where did Shadow Demon die? Oh no, that was the hero that just died bottom. They're going to mid now. On to Brax. Constant movement from everyone. Hastering up on our Nyx, but looks like they won't find the opening without Vendetta. In terms of gold, in terms of experience, a slight lead for LGD International, but nothing too big. And Mushi, the one concern is he's not farming well, but now he's starting to catch up. And because they have RP and the Nyx Assassin ultimate, LGD is very hesitant to actually dive mid. So they can't put pressure on Mushi as easily, which means he starts to catch up now.
Yeah, they know. Oh, is he gonna get a career? They know they saw him with the ward. They know he's there.
That Vendetta does extra damage to couriers. It can kill it in one shot, or close to it. I think it's enough, actually. What's it, 250? Yeah, 250. Pycat, here comes the dive. Hasted, and they go. They won't find the courier, but they will find 2 heroes. There's no mana for a global silence yet again, but a beautiful Split Earth. Catches out Ohio. He'll pop escape, but Spike Carapace. He'll go down anyway. And then the turnaround, net to fall as well. What a great counter gank from LGD.int. And a very risky dive from Orange fails completely.
I think things would have been different if he took this path to the top lane.
Can you draw it? I'm not seeing
Yeah,
it.
I already draw it. It's near the jungle, Dire jungle.
Did they see him with the sword?
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
They saw him.
Top lane, they'll look to push his forward, but KYXY has Shockwave spam. There is an Edict, going to be working on the tower. No glyph to stop this push. It looks like they're going to let the tower fall. Although they're sending in 5 heroes, but it looks to be too late. Auto attacks will bring it down soon. Shockwave spam is there. Skewer RP is there as well. Misery's low. There's going to be a skewer. KYXY Skewer's way ahead. He's got a Shockwave. He'll kill off Misery with it. And now do they look to go for more? Extinct, nothing else. He'll throw in a Malithus. He'll look for the black hole. It'll catch 2. These 2 heroes in a lot of trouble. The RP is there. He'll nail them both. Then the Impale. A nice sleep on 1437, setting up what could be an entire team wipe aside from that. Clockwork, who is not in the fight. He's coming, but G will be too late. Only in time to bury his teammates. Their graves have now been unearthed, and they go into them. G shows up. We'll see a respawn, an immediate TP on top. LGD.int says, black hole's down, RP is down, let's go fight. And if you're orange, you're probably thinking, we should get out. And they will look to do so.
G solo killed Mushi at the mid lane just now. That's why he was late.
Ooh, big kill. They did lose 4 top, so I think orange will take it.
Yeah, 4 for 1 Mushi, no problem.
Mushi's not going to be happy about it, but it's still a good trade for his team at the end of the day. He is feeling like a liability, though. He's very underfarmed. They have to do something to fully protect him. He needs like 5 minutes just to be in the jungle and start getting some basic...
Man, but I don't think his CS is bad. His CS is actually fine.
But what has he died? 4 times? 4 times.
Yeah, for 4 times he has 50 CS at 11 minutes.
It's not bad, but he's also not farmed because he's died 4 times.
Yeah, it's gonna be relying on how the Nyx Assassin and the Magnus and the Enigma does pressure to get back some sort of space for the SF to farm up. Because they gave Magnus the easy lane and Enigma farming the jungle.
Oh, hello, 1437. Goodbye. That was a pretty easy snipe, and G just sits there on the cliff, shaking his head, saying, I want to hook, but there's nothing to follow up.
He was way too deep there. His teammates can't help him at all.
And also a nice observer ward spotted him out.
Yeah.
It is nighttime, so you can kind of be clever moving around in the fog, but a little out of position. And that was an opening for LGD.int to push this tier 1. Now RP's off cooldown. Now it gets a lot harder.
Yeah. They have global silence. Have we ever seen it used before this game, the global silence? I don't think so.
I don't think we've seen it yet. Yeah, because he's always been out of mana. Is it the Nyx mana burn? I think it might be.
Yeah, might be the Nyx mana burn.
They'll go on the tower again mid. There is an RP, but KYXY doesn't have his Blink Dagger yet. There'll be a hook in on him. Oh no, then the Cog's pushing Ohio away. What a nice hook. That'll delay the Blink. The global was used. I don't think they actually needed the global, but they play it safe. They make sure they get the kill. A crucial kill.
I think it was alright for them to use it there, because we wouldn't know how the fight would pan out if they didn't use the global. It's bad if you just save it and the Magnus escapes.
Yeah, or even if he dies, but Nyx comes in, hits a 3-4 hero impale. The black hole isn't that far from cooling down. They'll rotate bottom. Mushi has gotten a little space to farm. A little space, up to 1700 gold all of a sudden. What do you do with this gold? Do you rush a BKB this game? Or do you just tank up with like treads, drums? What do you think?
I think go for speed push items.
Shadowblade?
Yeah, Shadowblade could be good this game. Because they have a lot of squishy heroes that he can easily pick off with his Shadowblade ultimate.
KYXY TP's bottom, and he'll look to defend this against a few heroes pushing the lane. He really can't afford to die again. That's going to delay his blink too much. Let's see if he can get it.
I think he should be able to get it. He's just so near to it. Don't think they'll kill him.
I just say that because I cast a game yesterday where Magnus died like 4 times in a row when he was like 100 gold away from his blink, kept on dying, never got it until it was way too late. But KYXY is playing much more defensively. And top lane, they're going to go bait Mushi, smoked up behind him. Black hole as well as the Nyx assassin.
LGD knows what's going on. They pinged the top jungle. They thought they were hiding inside to kill Pycat. Because when you look at the position of the heroes on the map right now, there's no hero mid, no hero bottom, no hero bottom for LGD, but there's 2 heroes farming there. It's a bit obvious. Maybe if you think on another level that Orange is baiting at the bottom and has 2 heroes at top.
But they're actually going. They're actually going bottom now. Pycat will eat an impale. He'll eat a mana burn. There will be a Malefice to follow up. The TP's too late. Pycat will die, and Black Hole also catching G. Do they have another raise? They do. This could be the death of G as well. There will be a buyback. There could be a global, but I don't know if it'll matter. He'll hook back in. G living on 20 HP. Now Mushi on the run. Who's coming in? It's going to be that silencer. Enigma will TP out and simultaneously bottom lane. The action heats up. Misery surrounded by a few, but they're going to focus that Shadow Demon. He steals the sleep. He's living. He's living, but he'll go down now. And Net's still alive. Net's still tanking. He throws out just a, oh, there's your global. Comes from G. Misery looks to turn the fight around. Throws the Split Earth, will connect. Now the chase the other direction. He dies to the poison. Then the follow-up death. Misery will take a fall to that brain sap. And when it's all said and done, Mushi lives. Mushi now up to 2,600 gold. All of a sudden, your lead farmer this game. And the gold graph looking even, but the experience graph not so much. A 3,000 gold lead for Orange.
Yeah, because a lot of it comes from the Enigma jungling and... Oh, the NA is here.
He's... fine.
Yeah, I don't think he can go in.
He won a G. Shows up a little late.
They're gonna just force the bottom tower, I feel. Because the Enigma already used up his black hole at the top fight, I think they're gonna force the bottom tower.
There is that Blink RP, but it's on cooldown for the RP, so... And Mushi, he's gonna go treads and then back into Shadowblade, spreading the map, trying to do a little bit... He is their main carry, so going for... I mean, really the optimal farming build in this kind of game. They'll dive bottom lane. They'll catch out KYXY, who skewers away from the tower. RP still cooling down, but Misery dropping quickly. And KYXY throwing out that shockwave, doing the additional damage, but not enough to bring down G. It will looks like a chase from Brax. No rocket. There's your rocket. Multiple rockets coming in. Extinct on the run. He should be able to hoof it back to the tower. Meanwhile, Big Requiem being channeled, now canceled again. And the cavalry has arrived. The backup is coming in the form of a Shadow Demon who has no disruption. He'll get slept. What a sleep! Saving Mushi's life. Without it, there was going to be a disruption, a Split Earth, and death. But Net playing like such a boss as the support this game. And really, when Orange is winning, it's really Extinct and Net doing the big plays in the back lines. Never getting the praise perhaps they deserve, but saving Mushi's life when he needs it.
Yeah, even though if he died there, it would have been so worth it to just sacrifice his life just to make sure the Shadow Fiend survive. And
now Mushi can continue farming that Shadow. Net looking for a D-ward. Oh, Net, I jinxed you, didn't I? He'll get disrupted. There will be a rock coming in, but now there's a Blink RP. Now there could be trouble. KYXY throws in a shockwave. Not gonna go. They even had Ohio here. I think they were just worried about maybe whiffing the RP. Now they'll go in. Net, KYX will come in. And there'll be a Blink, an RP. It only catches 2. It's not the best, but it's decent. Now the global comes out. There will be no skewer away for KYXY, who's on the run, getting driven back. Meanwhile, Ohio, the one that falls. A hook catches Mushi. There's a black hole in 20 seconds. They don't finish him off. The rug, the glaives, the Urn Charge will do the trick. Pycat forced to retreat for the moment, but they get Mushi. I think if Ohio had just, or KYXY had just jumped in immediately, he would have caught 3 with RP. Then the stun could have come from the Nyx, but KYXY just wanted to wait for Extinct to show up, and in doing so, doesn't land that 3-hero RP, and then the fight goes the other way.
Yeah, I agree that he could have gone earlier when the Shadow Demon disrupted the Bane Elemental to start the fight. He could have just gone in there just to try and save his teammate, but he was probably just thinking that he would still die, and he was worried that he would waste the ultimate. But I think I have to agree that it would have been better for him to went in earlier at that point of time.
It's kind of an understandable decision, right? You want your Enigma to be there when your RP comes off so the black hole can follow up as soon as it comes off cooldown. It was cooling down for a little bit. Just overstayed his welcome. Didn't end up finding the combo. Mushi, his Shadow Blade is delayed. That's really the big thing here. Sure, he might die when he has Shadow Blade, but it still is a tax on the supports. They have to buy sentries. They have to buy dust. And any items they're spending on that...
They have to buy regardless against the Nyx Assassin.
That's true.
They have to buy more now.
They have to buy more. It's still a cost. They'll deny their tier 1 bottom.
They have... Look at them. They have 5 sentries now.
Both teams. It's just a war in the jungle. Ward wars. Coming to a theater near you.
Even G has his own sentries. Misery has sentries. 1437 has sentries.
They have 3 sets of sentry. You know, you always say those things like when you play against Nyx, you have to buy sentries. It's a cost to the supports. But you never realize how much until you're in this game. Until you're here and you see 3 sets. Even G is buying them. They'll push the top lane. They have the position under the tower. They have RP. They have Black Hole. LGD is going to go for the trade. A wise decision, I feel. Global will cool down during this time. They'll get the tier 1 top. Do they look to defend bottom? That's the question. The backup is coming. They're coming. They have the Blink RP. Magnus could look to lead this one. Net will stroll in. That Bane gliding along here. G looking for the hook. See if he could start the fight. He'll be the key for LGD.
Yeah, I think if the Clockwork hooks in and they use the silence at the appropriate time, they will win the fight.
The cogs, there's, you know, normally it's all about the RP as well as the Black Hole, but it's really about the cogs in this game, especially for LGDN.
And not to mention this position here, if they try to defend this tier 2 tower, it's going to be difficult for Orange to position their heroes nicely to start the fight.
Yeah, it's a small, it's a small congested area. They have the cogs on their side, and they were under the tower already.
It's wiser to just split push.
Now they have Shadow Blade for Mushi. The hook was there. It isn't going to land. G he fishes. Doesn't quite get a bite.
He saw Mushi when he used his rocket there, and he tried to get a latch on him.
That's a big... I think Mushi would have gotten a Shadow Blade anyway, but now he's a Shadow Blade and he's alive. He can start to split push. And it'll help Orange a lot because their map control will improve through the Shadow Blade. Not really because Mushi will find kills, but because he can actually get the lanes pushed out much more quickly. And, can be more aggressive.
Yeah, it's also that he can go to deeper areas into the enemy territory and at least have a form of escape, the movement speed from the Shadow Blade. As long as he's not too aggressive, he shouldn't be dying when he's speed pushing. On
the side of LGD.int, they pick up a BKB for LGD.int. And Winter, the longer this goes, do you think LGD.int could take it late game? Silencer is going utility items, Gyrocopter's brushed a BKB, has been mostly just fighting with the team. Orange, you would look at their lineup, and I think most viewers would say they've got the big team fight. They've got the Shadow Fiend and Empower. Orange will take this late. Do you think LGD.int can take it later, or do they have to start looking for fights now that they have their BKB?
They can still bottom lane.
Yeah, they'll find Mushi. But he's dead, so feel free.
Just silence just to kill him. I think they were anticipating heroes next to him, right behind him.
Still good to kill the Shadow Fiend, but
yeah,
could have been better.
That the late game for LGD isn't that bad, but it definitely favors Orange because how many times have we seen RP win the games late? How many times? It's so many times.
And in theory, if they ever have the right fight, Blink, RP, Black Hole, Requiem, it's almost like your Shadow Fiend doesn't need damage items. The magical damage might be enough.
Yeah.
LGD.int, they get that kill on Shadow Fiend, and now they're going Roche.
If you get your combinations right.
Can they do it? It's hard against the cogs, it really is. Orange thinks that LGD.int's going to come defend the top tower. They are very wrong. LGD.int's going Roche.
I think that's the best thing they can do now, because they can't challenge the Roche anyways.
They need Shadow Fiend there for the damage.
I guess they'll be pushing this lane out, then wait for a TP. Whoever comes and defend tops will die now. Who's this?
Well, unless there's... Well, he's got the Aegis, so they're not going to go on him.
The Aegis. Yeah, he has the Aegis.
And Mushi will have an opportunity, a respite, to farm bottom lane. Look how scared he is.
No, they smoke bottom. This is very, very good play by them. If they catch out the Shadow Fiend, it'll be very big.
Mushi, very good. Oh, top lane. They're going in on Brax. They've gone with a lot of burst. They can't quite bring him down. He'll pop his BKB, and he'll run.
Oh, no. It was a mistake by Ohio. He didn't use his Impale earlier.
Thought they had the kill.
He used his mana burn instead of his Impale. Oh, dear.
Mushi now being spotted out mid. He might run right into some enemy supports. G lurking on the high ground. He's not going to find Mushi yet, but he's thinking about it. Mushi runs into the trees. Get out of there, Mushi.
G was standing on the orange ward.
Yeah, now they'll D-ward. They know, but... I mean, all things considered, they force out the Gyrocopter 10-second BKB. They should have killed him, but they didn't lose anything big. Black Hole's still online. RP's still online.
But it was very important for them to take out that Aegis earlier. Now they still have the Aegis that can apply pressure to their remaining tier 2 towers.
I do feel like if this Gyrocopter dies once, and Orange are killing his teammates, they're gonna kill him twice.
Yeah, but he can play a bit more dangerous now that he still has his Aegis.
That's true. But if he's playing too defensively, I think Orange will still be in good shape. He's got to run in and really find some kills during that initial Aegis.
Yeah, and because Picard went for utility items, it's actually not much damage coming out from him right now.
He has his Force Staff. The old Force Staff, this would have been decent damage. You get some attack speed, you get some damage, and some int. But now,
top lane,
you just get the int.
Trying to catch Mushi. Nope.
He'll dodge a bullet. Up to 900 gold. Not farming that well, but getting something. Now is Ogre Club. So, getting close to the BKB. At which point, LGD.int, sure, they have a hook, they have cogs, they can be annoying, but they don't have a lot of burst. Gyrocopter has no damage items to speak of yet. He's got to finish this BKB, though.
He bought something just now? Wait.
No. Just the BKB, it looks like.
Is he that poor? He's that poor. He's very poor.
I guess he wasn't able to farm much since he got the Aegis. And Mushi's actually ahead by 30 CS. Despite his 6 deaths.
Yeah, because Seraphine, just like I mentioned before the last one, you just stack the neutrals. You can just clear out neutrals so fast that sometimes the last hit counter can be so deceiving on the Seraphine.
Watch for the G hook. Not gonna go. They'll scatter.
They're just gonna use the Aegis and force all the tier 2 towers, like I've said before.
And then that'll put him in the great position to take the next Roche. For Orange, they are feeling a bit penned in here.
They'll have a hard time engaging as long as the global silence is out, because they can't chain their spells properly.
Mushi going for the trade. He's looking at the tier 2. Will we see a G hook? He's on the high ground. I don't think he'll hook into the base, but with G, you never know for sure. You really never know. You know he wants to. Brax will disconnect, there will be a pause, and Mushi's gonna TP out bottom.
It'll be a tactical pause, discussing about what they're gonna do next.
That's the nice thing about being in China. You can always blame the internet when you're playing on the Singapore host. Orange, I don't think they have that excuse. They have to blame the PCs.
No, they have very good PCs now. They moved to their gaming house already.
That's true. They used to have bad ones, though. It used to be a real problem. So I think if you're LGD now, you look for damage items of the gyro and a scythe device on the silencer. You go for that next Roche. And I don't know if he'll complete the scythe that soon, but you get that next Roche Winter, and you just start looking to chip away at the base. Find a smoke gank, find a kill, and then try to break it.
It's not even a sure win in the fight if they have the Aegis. They have to farm up Misery as well.
He's actually not looking too bad. 4 staff up on Misery, it's 1500 gold. They don't really have a very fat gyro, though.
I think he should go for a Blacking Bar as well, so that he can deal a lot of damage. Because when he activates his Blacking Bar, as long as he activates his ultimate and the RP that black hole him, he's still gonna deal a lot of damage in the fight.
And on the side of Orange, there's no mech, there's no pipe, so that Leshrac is really gonna hurt.
I think because Enigma had to go BKB first, that's why there's no mech and there's nothing else in the team.
Wow. Mushi, Shadow Blading into safety. He'll TP out. He's getting closer to that BKB. Are we going to see a blind hook into the trees from G? Nope. I never know with this guy.
With G, you never know.
You really don't. He's such an X-Factor. Mushi up to 1600 gold. Actually saving for buyback. Not going to buy his Mithril Hammer.
I think it's a good decision.
I guess he can't really use it now.
Yeah, if you have the whole BKB, then it's different. But if you have the Mutual Hammer, it's better for you to have the buyback instead of having the Mutual Hammer.
Well, Mushi, for the moment, just hiding in the trees, preparing for a split push. And G, preparing for him to split push. Who's going to blink first?
Oh, I think they're going to catch Mushi. But the gem is with Picard, not with them. The gem is on the silencer.
Now they have a way to see the Nyx coming. It's not even really about killing Mushi, it's just about seeing the Nyx and doing some dewarding.
I didn't expect Picard to be so near to Mushi on the last hits, because usually SF just farms a lot faster than Silencer.
I didn't expect the Gyrocopter to be the behind.
True.
Brax has been active on the map, but I feel like maybe they could have devoted a little more to stacking and farming the enemy jungle on the side of LGD. Because a Gyrocopter is a really good farmer.
If their captain is Eternal Envy, definitely he'll be telling them to stack the Ancients.
Well, apparently they don't have an Eternal Envy on this team. Is there an item for a Gyro? It is. There's a Yasha. Aegis, it's going to wear off. I don't think they're actually going here.
No, they can't use the Aegis anymore. It's not enough time.
Well, it would be a bad time for Brax to get caught, but he's not going to yet. Mushi sees a few bottom, he goes right back to farming top, he goes right back to getting that BKB online, and he is getting close. LGD, it looks like they just want to keep the lanes pushed in, they don't want to let Orange do any kind of dewarding for the moment. But while they're doing this, Mushi is getting...
They want to force a fight before Mushi gets the BKB.
It's risky, no Aegis. They're forcing high ground, they've got to haste on Pycat. But you're going high ground against Black Hole and RP.
And Feeble.
It all...
Oh
wow, you can't even siege the tower. You can't Manta or BKB out of this. There's no way to remove it. It's such a good spell. They do have Edict, though. They have some way to damage the tower, but Mushi is now threatening your tier 2. I don't think this is a worthy trade for LGD. They agree. They're going to back off now. Mushi's a little bit worried about the TPs. He's got his BKB now. Will they find the hook? G! No. I keep on thinking he's just going to throw a blind one out, but he's not.
He's not that aggressive.
Hook has a pretty low cooldown. I mean, by the time his TP's ready, he could just throw one out.
It's okay to keep trying. At least you try.
It's very unlikely he'll hit it, but...
It's not like trying to black hole someone, but you won't know whether you'll kill it. The hook is just no problem.
They want to catch
Net.
Yeah,
they're gonna kill Net, I think.
Oh, Net. That's one ward too far for you. 4-step onto the low ground. Pushing 1437 into position. He will bring down that Bane. They didn't lose a core hero, but they do lose one. The BKB is up now for Mushi, though. They don't have... The only way... It's going to be so hard to chain stun him in this fight. It really is.
But they have, like, the Cogs and the... Cooldown still slows BKB units, and Cogs will still interrupt BKB units, so it's still not too bad. And the Purge, the Purge is going to be up in 20 seconds.
It all comes down... to the silencer as well as the clockwork. The hook, the cogs, the global silence. If those are not on point, LGD is going to lose this fight. They don't have enough damage on their gyro to win without a really good silence, without a really good set of cogs. But if they hit them, they'll have a shot.
I think they're gonna back off. Just wait for the next Aegis, just to be safe.
And Mushi is doing a nice job here of just constantly applying pressure. And you'll notice how he's always pressuring top, even though there's a tier 1 up mid, because he wants to make sure LGD have to TP the maximum distance away from this bottom lane.
Yeah, it's the right decision to go top instead of middle. Like, to draw them as far as possible.
Wow, Misery's out of mana now. Do they have Arcane Boots on anyone? No.
I don't think they can still push already. They only have one.
Oh, Misery's gonna eat a feed. Grip to the face. He will be disrupted. The hook. Gonna miss from G. Now he's Cog, but not really the best Cogs. He's just kind of holding himself next to the enemy tower while Mushi shows up. And that was an ill-advised fight from LGD.int. Just did not have the right execution there. Like you said, really overstayed their welcome. And the problem, Winter, this is 1 minute before Roche. So now if you're Orange, you go push out the lanes, you look to do that dewarding, and then potentially you can even fight at Roche.
But at least they didn't waste the global silence.
Yeah, if they blew it there, that's Roche going the other way, for sure. They need they need that global to fight so badly. Global
is their one big and only weapon right now to deal with the Black Hole and RP.
And Orange, they haven't found all the wards yet. They haven't managed to farm up a gem for their support, so... Another big item pickup, though. Extinct sits on a BKB. He's up to 1,000 gold. And there's not many ways to cancel that Black Hole. There's a global, there's a hook, there's cogs, but hook and cogs are not reliable. Well, cogs are somewhat, but hook is not reliable at all.
He just has to wait for the... It's gonna be a waiting game, and who has the more patience? He has to wait for the silencer to use his ulti so he can BKB and Black Hole, and the silencer has to wait for the Enigma to BKB Black Hole so that he can use his ultimate.
Actually, Orange now has 3 BKBs. They also pick one up on KYXY, and LGD.int, this is where you really want a farmed Gyro. He's got almost a Manta, but Gyro with Manta BKB doesn't really hit that hard. He needs that next item after the Manta style before his flat cannon really starts to hurt in the fights.
He needs the Divine Rapier.
This might be a Rapier game. LGD.int?
There's no question about it. He needs a Divine Rapier.
Because the thing is, sure you have Silencer, but he won't do anything against BKBs. You can't use your Glaives on heroes who have BKB up. Your auto attacks aren't that hard.
But he has Hex up already.
That's true. That's a big item for LGD.int. This is the crucial time for them. Once they get this Roche, get the Manta on Brax, then you gotta go start taking the towers.
They're gonna give the Aegis to Pycat, I think. Is he? Yeah, he's gonna take the Aegis.
Yeah, he's got the slot. No, they give it to Brax.
They still give it to Brax.
I kind of feel like you that it's better to give it to Pycat so he can be more disciplined, more patient with when he uses his global silence. But they say Brax is our damage. Brax, you take the Aegis.
Oh no. They are behind him. They are behind Mushi.
Well,
no, this is not a good time to gang Mushi.
Well, this is... This is what we were expecting we would see in the laning stage once they hit 6, but they have it now. Are they actually going in? I don't know if G's Rocket saw the supports. Oh, G.
I think they didn't see the supports there.
They were like just out of range.
Yeah.
But they're all TPing out. Mushi, why is he still here?
Oh, no.
Why is he still here? He wanted the tower. Oh, Mushi, BKB. Now he looks for the TP out. The cogs are not there. There's no way to cancel this. Actually turns out to be a brilliant play, but I felt could have been disastrous. In the end, he gets the tower.
It turned out to be brilliant because they missed their spells. The hook missed. If he had died there, it would have been so bad. But it turned out that he got the last hit and he used his BKB to TP out.
Winter, something you've said that Mushi is known for whenever he's playing is he never thinks it's worth getting a tower in exchange for your life. It's not a good trade. Unless maybe it's a Rax tower or something like that.
Yeah, he always likes to stress on the point where you shouldn't dive to get the towers if there's a high chance you will die. But I think he was pretty confident that he wouldn't die there.
I don't think it was quite as close as what he thought, but he got out.
Yeah.
In the end, results matter. He gets the results. Now they look to go high ground. BKB available for Mushi in 25 seconds, but not available yet. There is no glyph, so they may be able to just bring this tower down.
He doesn't have TP yet.
Oh, Mushi, no TP cooldown, but no BKB cooldown anyway, so... Oh, he doesn't even have a TP in his inventory. It's coming out now. Oh, this is so bad. They'll even hook in. They'll catch KYXY who has BKB. I think he's just got to die. No, he's going to go in. There's your global after his BKB. So if he dies, I don't know if he'll have anything. Everyone's being driven back. Brax can't quite find the kill. Now a disruption. A soul catcher. A purge. Onto extinct. That's 2 BKBs down the drain. Finally, Mushi shows up. Unloads with the ultimate. The Requiem doing huge damage. Now the chase. G hogs away. There is still a black hole indeed. They're still both available. Pycat on the high ground. Can they really turn this around? Brax, no BKB for him. There's no blood. There's your RP. Oh boy! KYXY! What an RP with no BKB. Jumps in and just smacks LGD.int down. And that looks like a good fight for LGD.int. No TP on Mushi. The hook, a nice hook that disrupts the fight. The BKB from the Magnus forced out and then seemed to mostly be wasted. Then Enigma walks in and BKBs, but he gets purged and can't find a black hole. That looked like the perfect fight. Also, the global silence was perfect. But LGD.int, they just couldn't kill anyone during the global, and then the fight turns around.
No, they don't have enough damage. That's why.
They need items on this gyrocopter. Unfortunately, it doesn't really help you to have a lot of farm on your silencer.
Standing there and hitting so long, but no one went down.
And it's just a lot of tanky heroes. Gyrocopter at this point in the game, if he has an MKB, if he has maybe even a Crystallis, he starts to hit pretty hard, but this purely defensive build doesn't offer you the burst. And in other lineups, it can work perfectly, but in this game, I think they just have to go back to farming until he gets another item, Winter.
Yeah. There was very bad position there. It was bound to have a good RP was bound to happen there because Gyro was stuck in a deep position, and as the Magnus, you just have to be patient because they're going to save. If they try to save the Gyro, just RP everyone behind. And if they don't save the Gyro, they're just going to back. You can save your RP.
And oh, so by the way,
yeah,
Mushi, who started this game, what, 6 deaths? 0-6, 1-6? Now as a Daedalus, now sitting as our most farmed hero with 300 CS, 4k net worth ahead of everyone else in the game. How do you keep him down? This is another bad start.
Are you even surprised?
Not really, but it's still always... And of course, it's not Mushi in a vacuum. It's his team smoking behind him, sitting behind him. It's the team not getting picked off too much where Mushi has to come defend early. But a lot of it is just Mushi, just finding the farm, some way, somehow.
Yeah, he found a lot of fun because LGD was trying to force the bottom lane a very long time, and he did the right thing, split push top, split push middle. He got 2 towers out of it, and he got a lot of gold from that.
So Winter, the gold graph is telling...
Mid lane.
Uh-oh. They'll find KYXY. He's got a BKB. He's got Skewer, but he will be stunned. He'll actually pop his BKB. Then Skewer's away.
Oh, the hook.
Oh. No BKB. Does he have buyback? Has the buyback. So no BKB, but still has the blink RP. LGD probably going to try to force that buyback now.
They have to go bottom if they want to force the buyback.
Oh, the Rex are exposed, but this time there's a glyph. And Mushi TP's home. He's now got lifesteal if he wants it. Will he save for buyback? It's debating. No, he will. So they have a black hole. They have a blink now on extinct as well. Blink, black hole, and blink RP. They'll catch G. They'll try to keep him here while they wait for the buyback to come in. And now the chase is on. Mushi pops his BKB. A 4-step onto net. But can he get in range? It looks like the answer is no. So they get the clockwork. They end the push. But LGD.int, they force out a buyback from KYXY. So not a horrible trade.
Yeah, at least it's just only one clockwork. If they lost even more there, it would be so bad. But the situation is getting out of control for them because Mushi is getting so much farm and there's no way the silencer can keep up right now. He just can race, clear so much creeps and farm a lot faster than the silencer.
And once Mushi gets his next item, everybody's gonna melt. I mean, really everyone will melt at that point. The LGD.int are not really that... Sure, your Gyrocopter is a Manta and a BKB, but at the end of the day, Winter, he has no evasion, and he sits on 1700 health with 15 armor, which all things considered is really not that tanky for a carry. It's nothing like a Lifestealer or a Lone Druid would be at this point in the game. It's not a Gyrocopter with a Satanic, so I think if it comes to a man fight, Brax is going to get crushed.
Yeah, Gyro and SF are both glass cannons, but the main difference now is the SF... I mean, the Gyro and the SF are glass cannons, but the SF has Empower and he has more farm, a lot more farm than the Gyro.
A lot more farm. 5k gold more. Orange just biding their time, having faith that the longer this game goes, the better it will be for them. And the one thing with LGD.int is, in theory, they can win the fights with an amazing global silence, or at least in theory they could have. I'm not sure if they can now. It'll be a lot closer. But it's so much harder to execute this lineup. Orange's lineup, I mean, let's be honest. You press R with your mag. You blink at RP. Yes, you want to find the best RP, but you're almost always going to find at least 1 or 2 heroes in a congested team fight when LGD.int try to break high ground. You're probably going to find a black hole on at least 1 or 2 because he's got a BKB and a blink. At the end of the day, LGD.int, they have to hit a perfect hook, they have to hit a perfect set of cogs, and they have to time the global silence with pristine perfection, or the fight goes to shit for them.
Or he goes for a refresher and he has 2 global silence.
Yes, but there may be 2 RPs to counter that. That's KYXY is going for his own refresher. I think you're right. I think they need that divine, but Brax is nowhere near it. Nowhere near it at all. Really underfarmed, to be honest, at this point in the game. Not necessarily his fault, but more just a team decision that now is hurting them a lot.
The farm distribution.
I think you would much rather have a really fat Gyro and a medium farm silencer than a medium farm silencer and a medium farm Gyro at this point.
Yeah, late game Gyro is just doing much more damage with the flat cannons.
Is it going to be another loss for silencer?
And Pai can't really stand up front as well because he doesn't have a BKB, 1 Impale, and not to mention, I think he's going to get mana burn like 600 or 700 damage.
That's something worth mentioning. Something we often don't talk about is once this skill gets down to level 4, which actually Ohio has not maxed it. I feel like just taking...
the damage doesn't...
Well, no, but it's such a low cooldown that you could just spam it. You could keep on spamming it in the fights.
And it's against a silencer which steals intel when he kills more.
He's got 2,000 mana. Let's do the math, Winter, since we have a moment here. So... Okay. It's a 5 intelligence multiplier. He's got 160 mana.
No, it's intel based on his intel.
Oh, 163 intel, I mean. So we're looking at 500 plus another
800 mana burn.
Yeah, it's like 800, 850 mana burn, maybe 830 mana burn before reduction. The damage.
Take like 1/3 of his health away with 1 mana burn.
It's so disgusting. Bottom lane, it's a trap. Mushi's sitting here. He's lurking here. They're gonna start on him at the back. Oh no, he gets Hex. Can he BKB? He's just gonna melt. It was a trap, but they were out of range. They were out of range, and now he has to buy back. Wow, what a fight. LGD.int, they weren't even expecting that. They just kind of rolled into the lane, and then Mushi pops out his head, and they chop it off.
Roshan is up. I think if Mushi activated the BKB in time there, they would have fought back.
I think he would have killed 1, and then if LGD.int tried to stay, they would have lost 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Because they can't deal with him when he's in BKB, but instead, he doesn't pop it, he dies, and then maybe it was team miscommunication where Mushi was saying, bait me, and they were just either saying, no, let's back.
We have to back, but usually you listen to the carry.
Yeah, if you don't listen to the carry, well, he goes and dies, and then you have no damage and you can't take the fights. But now they lose Roshan because of this. I think it's okay, though. I think the Aegis would do more for Orange than it will do for LGDN.
Yeah, but they have to get the Aegis. If they don't have the Aegis, they cannot fight the 5 versus 5 right now. It's just so risky, and the execution, like you mentioned, it's far harder to execute the LGD team fight than to execute the Orange team fight.
They actually are this would be pretty incredible if they fight this when the Aegis is up on LGDN, which I think they want to. They're not afraid of this Aegis. They're lurking. They're smoking around.
They have to get a good initiation, but I think they are probably just going to go back right now. They can't really find anyone. They're just going to farm.
Yeah, there's nobody to find. Also, this does give them time for the Mushi buyback to start to cool down. For LGDN, a pretty big timing window. 3.5 minutes where if Mushi dies, he cannot buy back. He doesn't have an Aegis. After that window, he should have farmed his buyback.
LD, Brax has an Aegis on his hand and he has a Demon Edge.
It's gonna be a Divine. I mean, there's no way it's not.
No, it might not be. It might still be a Monkey King bar.
I think that's a big mistake if he goes for that. They need the damage. There's 3 BKBs right now. They have no physical damage.
I think the Divine is sort of a must now. If he doesn't get the Divine, he has not enough damage.
And even if Shadow Fiend gets evasion, if you're not attacking him, it will still splash to him regardless. So if you're hitting a creep, if you're hitting another hero, so you don't really need an MKB to do a Shadow Fiend. It can be helpful, but it's not necessary.
He doesn't have Butterfly anyways.
Yeah. And with that buyback, he's picked up a Manta. What do you think about Mushi's item selection? Should he be going for just the Satanic here, or do you think the Yasha is a better choice?
I think for me, I would prefer to go for Satanic so that I don't die in the fights. But Yasha is much more so that he has the movement speed and attack speed. He's able to kill the supports a lot faster compared to if he goes for the Helm of Dominator.
And if they start winning the fight, then LGD probably lose everyone to the Shadow Fiend. So it's as long as he doesn't die right away, it'll help him more.
It's like different carry players like to go for different items. They have different personalities. Like Burning, he'll probably go for the Helm of Dominator because he's a much safer player. He doesn't like to take risks. But Mushi is more of a risky player.
Mushi got that swag.
Yeah, when you do risky things, you either make big plays or you just screw up. There's no such thing as in between. Burning is the in between.
This is the moment for LGDN. Guys, for anyone who's just tuning in, it is currently a 1-0 lead in the best of 3. Orange Esports winning this one. They need a win. LGDN, they need one too. Looking at the groups right now, we're in Group A. In Group A, in Phase 3, the 4th place team in each group is eliminated. They are eliminated from the tournament. Whoever loses this best of 3 will then be 1 and 2. And we're guaranteed, because of the way the matches are working out, that there will be 2 2-1 teams and 2 1 and 2 teams. Now, the tiebreakers for the 1 and 2 teams is going to be their head-to-head matchup. So, if you lose this game, then you just have to pray that the other team that loses their match in the next best of 3, which will be LGD China versus Rattlesnake, is the team you beat. You have literally 0 control over your destiny if you lose this series. So if you're LGD, you got to win this game, then you got to win the next one. If you're Orange, you just take this game, and you're guaranteed a 1st or 2nd place. The teams who lose, they have no control over whether or not they advance or whether they are eliminated. It really comes down to fate and chance. It's a tough position to be a loser in this match.
Yeah, because of the system and the way they structure their tournament, but it's actually really interesting so that it makes every game that much of importance.
So Winter, taking a quick look now at the gold graph, we're looking at about a 5k gold lead for the Dire, looking at about a 1k experience lead for the Radiant. It's even. It's basically even.
I think it's even because it's all from the Roshan. If you think about it, LGD has 3 Roshan advantage and 2 tower advantage.
And Mushi,
so that's where the 5k gold comes from.
And Mushi has 160 creep advantage, so that's where his gold comes from. Well, LGD, will they wait for that item on Brax? Will they farm up a Divine? If they do that, Mushi gets his buyback.
Yeah, true. Decision.
If they want to do it, they should probably also be looking to stack as many camps as possible. They'll head 5 top. Maybe that's the plan, because they're all following Brax from lane to lane. It feels like they want him to get the Divine.
Yeah, they have to. I don't think there's any other more option. And because they didn't stack in the earlier phase, that's why that was also one of the reasons why he's not that fat. Usually you see Gyros like played by no Tide Hunter. The Gyro was so fat because of the supports constantly stacking and stacking and stacking and stacking, and Loda just moves over to maul everything with his flat cannon. But in this game, there's not even one stack for the gyro. Not even one.
Yeah, and I mean, they've had opportunities for the supports to do it. Even if you're in the Radiant jungle, they had enough map control most of this game where they could have been stacking pretty much all of these camps. Sure, they're not Ancients, but if you want, you could even have a support stacking the Ancients as well when he's not stacking those other... And one of them stacking the other camps. He's close to the Divine. He'll have it now, almost, but Mushi's got his buyback. So, it all comes down to the positioning. Can they RP this gyro? Can they catch him out and focus him down? Not only do they have RP and Black Hole and Impale, they also have Fiend's Grip and Enfeeble. And Fiend's Grip, pretty awesome against a physical right clicker. Enfeeble, yes, you'll have a Divine. I'm going to take away a good over a third of that damage with Enfeeble. Not a total solution, but a start. So could be some interesting spells and interactions that could be a factor in the upcoming fights. It's got to be a Divine now. It's pretty obvious. Brax will have it right as the buyback comes.
Granted that the Bane does use his spell before the global silence counts, but I think there's a good chance he might not be able to enfeeble the gyro at all.
That's true. If he gets in close, he may be disrupted, he may be hooked, he may just be flat cannon down.
For once, LD, you're gonna see a Divine.
Divine, here we go! No, no! What?
No.
What? No! Buy your Divine! Brax! Brax, can you hear me? Brax, come in! Come in! He's not listening.
Why?
Do they want him to farm Divine and buyback? I mean, I don't think there's a point.
Man, that's too late.
And there's no point either. I mean, even if you had the Aegis, you die, the Divine's on the floor. So what does it really do for you? Maybe they want Divine and Lifesteal. Maybe that's the plan. Just get a Mask of Death as well as the Divine Rapier.
I don't know about that, man.
What else are they waiting for? Because Orange are just gonna sit. And it's not
Is he gonna go back for Daedalus instead? Checking the items.
Oh, come on.
Someone has a refresher. Oh, Pycard has a refresher. Pycard has a refresher.
Are we gonna see a refresher on our Magnus? No. Nowhere close for KYXY.
He has enough gold for the refresher already. He has Oblivion stuff and a refresher. Oh, he just sold his recipe. I thought he just bought the recipe and he sold it.
Did he sell it in time?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
I think he was thinking he should save for buyback or something like that.
Maybe he can... So many crucial decisions. Now we're looking at Brax with 5,200 gold. Do they wait for the third Roshan? Maybe they're saying, let's take this late. Let's get Aegis,
Refresher,
Divine,
Aegis, Divine,
and cheese.
2 cheese.
Maybe that's the plan. Maybe they say, let's take it ultra late game. And if our gyro's fat enough, you can't outcarry us.
Leshak is building into a hex as well.
Well, we did say, in fairness, that it's not that LGD can't take this late. It's just it's hard to do, and it's risky to do because everything really relies on the gyro, but it looks like they're headed that direction.
Yeah, I think they're just gonna wait. Divine, Aegis, the second cheese, then buyback, Helm of Dominator, and they wait for the refresher and the ship from the Leshak.
So it'll be the third Roche then. LGD, they're just gonna use this one to farm. Brax now sitting on 6k.
Yeah. I think it's good decision as well because they are trapping Orange in their base, and when you're trapped in your base, you have to smoke and find an opening so that you break your containment.
Brax, he'll lose his Aegis now. I imagine we won't see him actually buy his Divine Rapier until after that.
What if he buys his Oh, he bought something.
Oh, he bought a butterfly.
Oh my god.
Buying a butterfly. Okay, so maybe we're looking at him taking the Aegis, farming up another item, and then buying the Divine.
I think he's gonna wait for the next Aegis. Farm, because since he still has his Demon Age now, he's gonna farm the Relic next, after the Aegis.
Well, Winter, this has been really a test for LGDN. It's been hard for them to win games when it goes late. Not just against Orange, against pretty much every team in Asia. IG they've struggled against. I don't think they've beaten anyone past the 40-50 minute mark that I can remember. And if they have, it's very rarely at that. Their win rate is extremely high in the early to mid game when they can end the game early. But the late game, they don't normally draft for the late game. They always look to dominate the lanes, timing, push, and win. But now it's going late game. Can they do it? Can they take it late?
They're gonna smoke here, and the ward already seen them. Oh, this is bad.
They have the butter. The good news is if they lose a fight, they won't give away a Divine. Oh, as much as we want to see it.
Did he buy his? Yeah, he bought his refresher already. It's gonna be a double global silence.
Mushi now, as far as his items go, he's got a Manta, and he's got buyback. So he's getting fat too.
They have 2 silence and 2 side of ice from the silencer, so I think Mushi will still die if they get the engagement right.
And there's no double RP from our Magnus yet. Last fight, the last fight was a good 20 minutes ago, I think. 15 minutes ago. But it was a beautiful global silence. They might find Mushi here with a hook. His team's behind him.
The RP was even better after that.
Yeah, it was. But it took... The global really messed up the fight. And this time they have two. They can use one global for Enigma. They can use one global for,
one each.
For Magnus. And suddenly, it's not so risky anymore to have a silencer. Because sure, you always need to land that global perfectly, but now you get two to work with. And they'll head mid, looking for an opening.
That's why I prefer the Shadow Fiend to build into a much more survivable item.
Mushi, get out! His team's sitting behind him, but this is, again, they're not really close enough.
If he TPs, he might get hooked. Look at G.
Oh no, Mushi, running to his team.
Oh no.
Oh no, he's gonna get the vision,
Oh, no.
like, right about now. Oh boy, he doesn't find the hook, though. Brax now at 1500 gold. A fight now could decide the game, because Roshan is up in a minute for both teams, so... I'm not even sure if LGD really want to take a fight.
Just get the Roche. That's what they care about now.
Get the Roche, get your Rapier, and then go for the win. That'll be it. Maybe you get the Mask of Death as well, and then you go.
Leshrock has a Hex, almost.
I can't believe he doesn't have it yet, actually, to be totally honest with you. It's 53 minutes in. But I suppose they've been moving as 4 behind Brax this entire time, so not much farm to be had.
True. He hasn't been farming a lot. But I think they desperately need another set of voice to deal with Mushi.
Can you imagine if Mushi gets a Divine for himself, and he's got Empower, as well as Daedalus, and the minus armor?
Man. No, man. I don't think he'll do that. No. That's wrong.
That's just cruel and unusual punishment if you find it. They're 5-manning in mid. Orange.
They know the rush is up. They're gonna smoke. Turn around. Yeah, they're going to do that.
Here comes the wraparound, and simultaneously Orange doing a bit of a wraparound of their own up onto the cliff.
No, there's 2 ultimates from the silencer now.
Uh-oh.
It's gonna be a
big
no,
fight. Extinct Decay, XY, if they stay here, this could be it. LGD is waiting, rockets flying south, heroes running north, looking for the pick, trying to find that opening.
The rocket came from. They saw where the rocket came from.
Mushi's charging in. He's gonna be the first one into this fight. He mans up on Brax. He pops his BKB. No, Malphus will fly. The hook was there. Where's your RP when you need it? The global one comes out. RP on 2. Skewer on 3. Where's that second RP? They don't actually have it. And Mushi is dead. Global number 2. It's 3 heroes dead. It's a triple for Brax. He's got his Rapier now. They've got the Roche. If they even go for it, there's a buyback of Mushi. There's no RP. There is a black hole if there's a buyback for it, which there is. I don't.
What happened there? He RP'd 3 heroes and he dragged them back in. Why they still lost the fight?
Because Mushi died too quickly. The issue was that Mushi just couldn't live. Brax does too much damage, and Mushi. I saw him hitting Brax. Brax has evasion. Mushi's missing a lot of those auto attacks.
Yeah, that's why I really feel. Oh, they're gonna go in now.
Blink in, skewer in, they'll catch out Brax. Oh, Brax, this would be a horrible time to get caught. The cogs of the disruption, trying to keep him alive. Brax turns around.
He's still alive.
Drops the cooldown. He's still alive for the moment. He's low. He's forced back. Buyback City in the house. Mushi forced to buy back as well. They get the buybacks out. There is still no RP. There's nowhere near a refresher on the mag.
You see what saved Brax there? He got so lucky with the Manta split that the real hero dropped on the low ground when he used the Manta.
I didn't see that. I did see some amazing cogs from G, pushing the other team away, and then a great disruption from 1437, giving him time to Manta.
Okay, he's gonna get his Rapier now, come on.
This is it. I think they just win the fight now with Rapier. Orange need 2 RPs, and they need Mushi to have 1 more item, and he doesn't. Although he's a... Oh, Orange are going to try to steal it. Can they steal it? Can they do it in time? They've smoked towards Roche.
Clockwork is still up, down, and there's no silence.
There's no double silence, and even with 2 silences, if you blow both, they're going to be on cooldown. Roche is dropping fast.
They can go right now.
They could look to go in. The illusions come in. Mushi picks up Aegis. They get out. Orange. Oh boy, did they ever need that. They get Aegis, now they have RP, they have Black Hole, they've got 2 lives on Mushi, and it's extra important because, Winter, he didn't have buyback. Buyback's on cooldown, but now he's still got 2 lives. Oh, that sucks for LGD, because now they can't really go Divine either, it's just too risky.
Oh my god, that was such a good play by Orange.
That takes some serious balls. I mean, going into the pit against the Gyro who's this fat, who could have picked up his next item? Just understanding, with no globals, LGD can't fight. And not to mention, they don't have the double hex either.
Yeah.
Because you need the refresher for that, so... I mean, now they do.
Last Rock has a hex as well, so technically...
It's at triple hex, you're right. Yeah, technically they had a double there. But with no clockwork, that's their initiator, so a big play from Orange.
Yeah, but this game has been going on for like 56 minutes. LGD lost that gem, no wonder. I thought why they still haven't got a gem to control the map.
They actually have one on PyCat right now. This one, did 1437 buy a new one? I guess so.
Yeah, the one Bane has is also 1437's gem.
Wow, this game is starting to get towards that epic status, guys. This one is a best of 3. It's Orange leading the best of 3, 1-0. A must-win game for both teams. Mushi now crits for 1,000 damage with Empower active. That will be removed when he BKBs. But can Mushi carry his team to victory? Or will LGD.int finally take a game in the ultra late game? It's really been the camel, or the monkey on their back. It's been difficult for them to take these games late. But if they've ever been in a position where they can do so, I think it's this game, just because they have a gyro, and a late game gyro. Oh, he's actually gone MKB.
Not spending his money.
He'll have buyback soon.
Oh, he doesn't have slots yet. He doesn't have item slot yet.
He could go Boots of Travel, but even then, he still doesn't have a slot.
Sell his power traits, buy a damage item.
Look at the map. There was a
no,
G, his team was just drawing and painting.
No.
PyCat was just frantically, or no, sorry, not PyCat, Misery. He just was drawing like this, like all over. He's saying they're right here, and then G still walks right next to their team, almost gets caught, but won't.
He doesn't care, man.
It must be crazy playing. It must drive you insane playing with a guy like G. You know, he's always wowing you with his big plays, but then it's like, dude, please don't throw the game right now. We're so close to having a shot at taking this late. They'll go in now. They're looking for some sort of initiation.
He went for the Monkey King bar, the gyro. He didn't buy the Divine.
Yeah, no Divine.
I totally agree that because they didn't get the Aegis, that's why he couldn't go Divine.
Maybe he'll get it as his next item, but right now, Mushi's on 8k gold, 7.2k. He could die, buy back, buy Boots of Travel, and then buy something else. They'll blink it, Skewer will whiff.
Yes.
But they get the tower. Hex number 1 on Mushi. That'll be it.
Backing off. They have to back off.
They really can't go on Mushi now. With Aegis, and with his buyback in 45 seconds, that would be very bad.
He's just waiting for his Aegis to expire. I bet he hates his Aegis right now.
Yeah, nothing you could do. Can't drop it, can't destroy it. You're stuck with it. One of the weird times where you'd say, I don't really want this Aegis. What will Mushi buy next? Boots of Travel? You're almost at that point where you want to sell your Shadow Blade.
I think he has to go for a survival item like a Satanic. I don't know. It's up to him.
You could go Butterfly, but it's really not that great against Gyrocopter since Flat Cannon could still hit you with the splash. Yeah, I kind of agree.
He has Monkey King bar anyway. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, he really needs lifesteal, and that makes Satanic the obvious choice.
He has to be able to survive through the fight. That's the main thing. If he survives the fight, there's a Black Hole and RP to cover him. If he doesn't survive the initial hex, there's just not much his teammate can do.
If he gets off his BKB, there's really nothing they can do. Because I don't think Brax will actually do enough damage to kill him. Unless he's hexed. I think with lifesteal, Mushi will live through that.
Or if he goes for another DPS item without HP, then they might be able to still kill him. I really think that Satanic is a very, very safe choice here.
Wow, this game getting closer and closer to that climactic fight. At some point it will come, Winter. We're an hour in. If you had to make a prediction right now, who do you think's going to take it?
Depends who is the Magnus player.
Well, you know who it is. It's KYXY. No backing out of this one.
I think both teams have
a good shot. Okay, fair.
Equal amount of shot. Maybe the style advantage to Orange because they have like what we talked about before again. The easier lineup to execute the fights, whereas LGD has the far more difficult and complex execution.
You know what's funny is Brax is also running into inventory problems now. Even if he buys Boots of Travel, if he hasn't,
you wish you were the lone druid now.
Even if he buys Boots of Travel, if he has Aegis, he doesn't actually have a slot for a Rapier. So even if he wanted to go Rapier, he kind of can't.
I know how to solve the problem. Just give the Aegis to G, since he's always making these risky plays. He would love the Aegis to be on him.
It's a clockwork with no aghanims, though. You throw your hook in, you drop your cogs. That's kind of it. Maybe you come back and drop another set of cogs, but are you going to find an opening for them without a hook? It's hard to say. LGD, they'll smoke up now.
Without the scepter, it's highly unlikely that he'll drop multiple hooks in one fight.
And the thing with cogs is that when you're up against this 600 ranged carry, cogs don't do that much after your hook, in most cases, because he won't be near you.
His cog now is just to disrupt the Magnus and the Enigma from casting a good ultimate.
Aegis will wear out. Does Mushi buy another item now? He's got buyback.
Oh no, he's gonna walk into a sentry. Oh no, they're gonna know.
Well, LGD placing some observers of their own. Still trying to find the opening bottom lane. We're no racks down right now, Winter. 8k gold lead for LGD, which means really nothing at this point. Dead even game in all respects. Inventory slots are a concern for both teams. Well, for the carries.
It's because of the last hits of Mushi, that's why they're still not beyond 10,000 gold behind.
So Mushi, he's actually gone back for Boots of Travel. He has no lifesteal yet. Shadowblade has to be sold as his next item.
He bought an MKB, so even more damage. He just will rely...
Wait. Did he really buy Boots of Travel and MKB and has buyback? Holy crikey.
Yeah, he actually does.
What did he have, like 11k gold before that? Must have been. I think it was like 10, 11k.
But this is such a very risky play without going any HP or survivability items. He's just gonna be so painful to everyone, but at the same time he's gonna be that easy to kill.
MKB Daedalus, such a... I mean, just getting both of those items instead of, say, a butterfly in one of them is kind of greedy in its own right. But he did start with the Daedalus, and I guess he feels, oh, Mushi, really up so far? He's running around right now. They want to go on Brax, but Brax is back up as well. The next Roche, coming soon. Mushi will back off for a moment.
Maybe someday there'll be a limited spawn of Roshan.
Now, one random thing worth noting is, on the side of Orange, they don't really have any great way for Mushi to join the fights with Boots of Travel if it occurs near Roche, aside from Eidolons. But Eidolons are probably going to die, so... He may buy back Boots of Travel, but if the fight's not near a wave, who knows if he actually can rejoin the fight quickly.
I guess it's the same thing for LGD.
Except they seem to be the defensive team here. They're playing defense right now.
I didn't see him getting this item. It's a very important item. He went for a dagger so that he can... Yeah.
Blink Hex. That's why he got it, right? Just get the Blink Hex off quickly.
Yeah, one of the strongest late game plays is either Vengeful Spirit swap into the Hex, or you just use your dagger to go for the Hex.
64 minutes in. LGD's future, their fate in the G1 League, it really hangs in the balance. We'll have a quick pause, a disconnect, a reconnect. And now we will wait as well. I want to say wait too, and I'll chat, but I won't.
Go ahead. I'm backing you to do it.
I'll try to be as impartial and absent from the game as possible, like a good broadcaster should.
But you know that your gut is telling you to type the word wait now. You guys need to wait for me too. I'm part of the game.
I'm important as well. Oh boy, Brax has bought his Boots of Travel. He'll have room for an Aegis. I feel like he just doesn't do any damage compared to Mushi, though. He does a lot of AoE, but in terms of single target, when Mushi is in power, it's really not even close.
Yeah, because of Mushi's build, he went for a super offensive build. I think it's gonna be about time someone changes his backing bar to a new one.
Let's actually track. 6 seconds on Mushi. Surprisingly still has a charge left. Brax at 7. We just haven't seen that many fights this game. Only 49 kills, 64 minutes in, and most of them were in the early stages. As Orange will look to farm LGD's jungle. Nobody committed to a big fight. Again, it's the elaborate dance before Roshan.
Yeah, Orange has the upper hand because of the set of heroes they have and the easier execution of the back hole plus RP.
They don't have Refresher on Mag. They don't have a Refresher on the Mag, or on the Enigma. But the Magnus is close. Mushi will TP out mid lane. I always get worried when I see a player do that.
I think for Enigma, it doesn't necessarily good for him to go for the Refresher. I think for him, he can be the one person that goes for the Hex on his team.
That one Hex, especially with BKBs now coming down to 5 seconds, could be very big.
I think he's probably going to go for a hex as well. It's a good chance that he will skip the refresher and go for a hex.
Okay, so Brax, he could rebuy his BKB. Let's review his options. He could rebuy his BKB, he could save for buyback, and then still have room to buy something small.
He's going to go...
He could go Naked Divine. I mean, those are the three main options as I see it.
You know, if G is the one playing the gyro, would you think there's a very huge chance that the gyro would just go...
He would have had a Divine 20 minutes ago. They would have either won the game with a Divine or they would have lost it. But it's like you said, every carry player has their own unique style and different levels of aggression.
Yeah, and different type of personalities always results in different type of item choices and different type of decision making in the game.
It's a parade down the middle lane. Anytime you see a carry here, you know that there's 4 heroes behind him. You don't really need a whole lot of map sense to figure that one out.
Yeah, it's that late in the game. There's no way he's gonna be alone there. Is he gonna try and snipe the Roche?
He'll go scout for a little bit of scouting with his illusions. One up the hill, one into the pit to tank the Roche. Nice micro by Mushi.
Oh no, he rocket the creep. He rocket the
area.
Oh,
this is Roche. This is Roche. They've got a hook and blind now. The poison will scout him out. Here we go. The fight's about to start. Extinct's not in the best spot. The Roche is very, very low. The hook catches 2. G catches 2, but he hasn't caught Mushi, who now goes to work. He's being focused by Brax. The RP is there. The RP is there. Brax will fall, but now Hex number 1. Mushi to drop. He'll buy back as well. Double buyback from the carries. G still alive. Pretty much everyone alive except for those carries. Enigma, the one who fell. Didn't get off the black hole. Mushi's bought back, but they've just given away a Roche to LGD.int. This is huge. There is a black hole. There's no RP. This is go time for LGD.
Yeah, and you know what?
Oh, he's buying Divine. He sells his Manta. Come on. There's your Divine Rapier.
There's still a cheese down there. And you know, LD just now, it was very unfortunate that Brax would have died because his BKB was almost over. 1437 was so desperate to disrupt Brax, but because he still had his BKB on him, he can't disrupt him.
And Mushi was with the RP there, won that fight. He feels too squishy, Winter. I have to agree with what you said earlier. He died too fast.
He's a glass cannon right now. It's either he kills you fast or he dies fast.
And what an incredible cogs by G. That above all else, that won them the fight. Catching 2 like that, there's just no solution for Orange.
I have to give a lot of credit for him to just be so ballsy, to just dive in there. But they had vision at that area just now, the ward, spotting the position of the heroes. Because they didn't scout up with their gem before, so they didn't clear that ward, and it was part of the crucial point that resulted in the fight.
Yeah, Orange ran like what I just drew on the map. They ran all the way to the north. They didn't actually clear the Roche area. Without that ward, Rocket was on cooldown at that time. It just came back up. I think they might have just lost that fight due to positioning.
Back cooldown and he has 5k gold. He should sell his BKB and get a new one. Did he just... I think he did that. Oh, he bought something. He bought something.
G?
He bought a Reaver. Mushi bought a Reaver. But I thought he was going to change his BKB to something new.
He's bought a Reaver. He could buy a completed Satanic. He might have to sell a Shadow Blade. Oh, yeah, he will to fit it. Here we go mid. There's gonna be your blink. Your skewer will miss, and Brax just goes to work. Now a hook catches KYXY. What a 4-step. Brings him away to safety. G dropping low. Blade mail is up. He won't fall yet. Now the BKB for Mushi is on cooldown. The Rex gonna drop. And I think if you're LGD, you just back off.
He didn't get his items yet. Mushi didn't get his items yet.
So they lose 1 lane of Rex. Not the end of the world for either team. And what is he doing? He's just got a naked Reaver on the courier.
I have no idea, man. I'm not very sure what he was thinking. I thought he was going to just buy a new 10-second blacking bar. That would have been much more safe.
Well, and he also would have kept a little extra damage. Now if he removes the Shadow Blade from the equation, it's not a great DPS item. It is decent.
Unless you get the whole new Satanic, then it would mean something. If you get just the Reaver, it means nothing to him now.
And he doesn't have buyback. I'm not sure what he's saving for either. Why would you even spend your gold if you're just gonna have a Reaver sit in the stash? Sure, you want him to spend his gold, but
do you think Brax will just farm a bit more, sell his Boots of Travel, and get another Divine on his inventory since he still has the AGs? That would have been your day, man.
Well, this could be the game concluding fight.
Brax will be replacing the Divine King ZSMJ.
I don't think he needs another Divine Winter. I think he's okay with one.
He needs one more. Look at the Enfeeble. Look at the Enfeeble.
Yeah, you need 1 Divine for each Enfeeble that can be used on you. +1. That's the equation. The tower slowly being worked down. Brax will just come in, pop his flat cannon, Chip away at it. Remember, he's got Aegis, he's got Divine. They have Shadow Demon as well. And a timely disruption to allow the flat cannon to cool down could be huge.
They have 2 ultimates from the Silencer now.
Double Global, double Hex. They have everything, right? Hex on the... Yep, every single spell.
Every good thing comes in pairs, man, LD. Every good thing comes in pairs.
No, that comes in threes.
You need 2 Divine Rapiers. You need 2 Divine Rapiers.
But they have 3 hexes. They have 3 hexes, so they need 3 Divines, Winter. There's a 4-step in onto Misery, but he'll just turn around. And the hook! I heard a hook!
Mushi's dying! Mushi's dying!
Mushi's losing the man fight! Perhaps will kill him off! And that's it! No buyback! The casual Reaver in the fountain does nothing for him! That's game, man! We're going to game 3! That's it! LGD, they throw that monkey off their back, they lock him in a jail cell, and they say, you know what, we're going to beat you, Orange, and we're going to do it ultra late game. You got the big wombo combo. We answer that with double silence and divine gyro, a little European flavor in this Asian game, and mass G's from 1437. You can tell he's really pumped about this victory. It's not over yet. Now we go to game 3, and unfortunately, Winter, you leave us.
No, I don't have to leave, actually.
Oh, you don't? Okay, great. Will be a shame for you to have to go, but I was prepared. I was prepared for you to leave, man. Oh boy, what a crazy game too. After this game, now it's sort of been the issue with Orange of the past is Mushi's late game decision making back in the G1 League last season. Not always the best, and I gotta say the items were weird.
Yeah, the main thing is the item choice. I don't really agree a lot. It's very risky to go all out damage, and look at how easily he died there. If he had a Satanic, I don't think he would have died the first fight. And if he didn't die the first fight, his Mag gets an RP or a black hole to save him, the fight would have been completely different. I'm
telling you, he needed more creeps. Only 744, clearly not enough. But guys, that
not even 1,000 creeps. Yeah, he needs more.
That's the only reason Orange lost this game. What a great performance from LGD.int. They take game 2. They force a game 3. This one is a crucial series, but it's not over yet. Who will it be? Orange or LGD.int? We'll take a quick break. I'm LD. He's Winter. Be sure to follow us. Twitter.com/WinterDota for him and Twitter.com/LDDota for me. But more importantly, get your popcorn because game 3 is coming up right after this.